we doing, everybody? Hey, there's some people here. What's up? What's up, Nick? What's up, Barrett Heil? What's up, Hassan? How's everybody doing tonight? Am I coming through okay? Can everybody hear me all right? Do you hear me? Do you love me? Everybody doing okay out there? Listen, I didn't have too much planned, but I was going to just chat with you all while I played some Elder Scrolls Online because I am but a scrub tier MMO gamer. So, and I figured if somebody had something to say about, just get some things off their chest about the election and all that stuff in general. I'm hearing a little quiet but good. We're going to boost the mic ever so slightly. I have a new interface. How about now? Thank you, Hassan. Yes, I love my dreads. What's up, Soup Poop? I think you're a new commenter, new fan on the channel.
What are you waiting?
Yeah, that's a good place to start. It's you will never. I don't know if it's just cruel irony about NYC. Volume up, volume up. How about now, Volti? How about now, Hassan? People who are tuned in. How do I sound? Can you hear me okay? Make sure I'm facing this thing the right way. Yep. Hey, welcome, Chris A. Welcome to the channel. It's pretty chill, but if you give me something to talk about, I'll talk about it. Otherwise, I was just gonna riff on the news. Do I think things will be worse tomorrow than on the 6th? No, I do not. Mainly just because, for better or for worse, the powers that be have taken a lot of steps to kind of prevent that. So there's like 1,000 National Guard troops right now inside the Capitol and within all of the areas where the inauguration will be taking place. So because of that, I think if you wanted to know my prediction, I think there's going to be skirmishes and there's going to be shit popping up like in, I don't know. There'll be stuff popping up in state capitals across the country, but I don't know if they're going to accomplish much if they're trying to... I don't know how much they're going to accomplish if they're actually at DC. In terms of what happened in NYC the other day, yeah, that was pretty fucked. I mean, it's kind of terrible that people are literally out there singing and commemorating the observed birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and the cops mob people for standing too far away on a sidewalk. Like, way to show exactly what Martin Luther King was fighting for. It's messed up. I saw footage of what happened in NYC. It was absolutely fucked. Yeah, so 40, I don't know about other cities, some 200 NYPD officers went to assist in the Capitol. Apparently they volunteered, which is very suspect. And some 40 officers from my city, Cincinnati, some 40 officers of Cincinnati PD went to assist at the Capitol. Again, this is really sus because, our local police union chief, he has made it very clear that he is a huge Trump supporter. Like, he's a big back to blue, big MAGA guy. He's endorsed Trump at rallies and stuff. And to me, that should be very suspect. Those aren't the people that we should necessarily be letting go and defend a, peaceful transition of power. Yeah, the NYPD, they showed their ass. There's no better way to say it. The NYPD showed their ass out there and in New York yesterday, and honestly, it was uncalled for. It really was. Where's my water? They're up there. I mean, I would say there's some small town PDs that are pretty fucking terrible, but NYPD has a nasty track record. Like, NYPD used to be where you would go to have the police empty a magazine into you while you were unarmed. Like, that's what the NYPD was all about. Trekkie, what is up? Good to see you. Welcome to the party. Baltimore is pretty fucked too. So like, Baltimore PD is big on the. Man, am I still really low on the volume, gang? All right, we're boosting. We're boosting. We're boosting. We are boosting. Okay. Now you got to bear with me for a second because I am blasting through my earphones, so I got to turn those down just a bit. Okay. What was I saying? So, the problem with Baltimore, they're on some hardcore fucking surveillance state shit. Like, if you go to Baltimore, you'll see they have blue light districts in certain neighborhoods in Baltimore where they literally just put up police surveillance cameras just so they can sit and do broken windows policing in absentia. Everybody, am I sounding okay? I'm not blasting out the mic, right? I do all these streams, and people all say, oh, you sound good, and then lo and behold, I come back and it sounds like garbage. So please give me feedback if I don't sound too good or if I'm blowing out the mic. Let me know. But yeah, Baltimore has blue light zones where they literally have these little poles with blue lights on them and a camera attached, and they basically are just watching blocks for drug activities or thefts or whatever. And they're on some bullshit in Baltimore. St. Louis, I can't speak to, but you know, St. Louis popped off St. Louis popped off like back in 2015. We knew St. Louis was shit. Okay, as long as we're coming through okay. So, and Cincinnati PD, they're no mystery to this either. Like they've got some shit in their background. Like it's not at all shocking to me that Cincinnati PD wants to get in on this. It's honestly not surprising in the slightest. Like I said, their FOP union head out here is a huge Trump supporter. And we just barely, in this most recent round of elections, dodged a bullet with getting a really... we dodged a bullet with getting a really old-school fucking rule of law, the punishment fits the crime kind of sheriff in my county here. We had a really contested sheriff election, and the candidate... Basically, the only reason we didn't have an incumbent is because the incumbent, who was a Republican, his party ditched him for an even more tradcon sheriff. Yeah, his name was the incumbent, the sheriff that went out and left office of Hamilton County, where I reside. His name was Sheriff Neal, and the Republican Party ditched him. He lost the party endorsement, so he had to run independent, which out here for local elections and down ballots, that's pretty much suicide. Whereas they had some guy named Bruce Hoffbauer, and he was basically a hardcore tradcon. Like, the guy was real old school, you know. He's got a history of like transphobic shit, and you know, he's one that sends people to go bust up homeless encampments. His history's nasty. So we kind of just wound up with a lib, thankfully, but it could have been far worse. Dan Uko, STL has those red light cams. Yeah, that's wild. I do worry a little bit. So what I've seen coming out of, so far, the vetting of those... they say already that they're vetting the groups who are protecting the Capitol. And from what I've seen and the fact that they've already shown that they were willing to respond and clear out some people who may have been bad actors, that's the only thing giving me hope that That and the military leaders have already indicated that they have no interest in aiding or abetting a coup. Like, that's the thing to keep in mind. Trump does not have the support of the armed forces. Trump doesn't have the support of the National Guard. What Trump has is the Department of Homeland Security. He has basically his secret police, if you will. Those are what he has at his disposal more so than anything else. So those are the ones that you can expect him to call if he's going to do anything, because they kind of answer directly to executive branch. You know, they don't have joint chiefs of staff. You know, they don't have a lot of those here in Cincinnati, but I have heard a number of cities are trying to get aerial drones and spy drones and stuff. I know in California, when I lived out there, they have planes that run speed on the freeways. Like, a plane can take a picture of your car while you're speeding on the highway, and then they just send you a ticket. Shit's wild. I was upset to hear that 40 cops from Cincinnati PD decided to volunteer to go down to the Capitol. You know, it's very upsetting and unsettling when so many of them had those red hats on not that long ago. You know, Cincinnati has a pretty healthy history of police brutality, and just, we have our police budget is one of the highest percentage police budgets in the country. Which piece of propaganda, Soup? Hey, Mu Aragon. Welcome to the party. Oh, they have those in Ontario? That's wild. Would not surprise me in the slightest. Yeah, I always appreciate a fan. Thanks for following. Hopefully I don't bore you all. Yeah, I have no idea. What piece of propaganda, Soup? I'm sure it was something ridiculous. Oh, the 1776 document. You know, I think we're in agreement that constitutionalists are pretty cringe. Like, you should be immediately suspect if somebody says they're a constitutional originalist, because if they were a constitutional originalist, then they would be advocating to have the document completely rewritten, because the document was designed to be redrafted every 19 years. So constitutional originalist to me literally just says somebody who wants me to have says that there's somebody who wants me to have 3/5 of a vote. You know, that's what I hear when someone says, "Oh, I'm a constitutional originalist." Like, what in the hell? Yeah, so the 1776 document. I think I know what you're talking about now. Is that thing where they tried to say how amazing the Founding Fathers were, and how, oh no, it's okay, slavery was actually, like, not so bad then, you know? Whenever I see things like that, nobody stops and bothers to think about what the slaves thought about the situation. It's, yeah, I've been used to seeing this crap my whole life. Am I coming through okay? The game is not too loud or anything? You all would tell me, right? Hey, Sadoro, welcome to the party. I keep hitting that thing. And this guy pulled the ads, because of course he did. Yeah, hear everything fine. Welcome to the party, Sadoro. Hey, you're on Twitch. Alright. Oh, yes. Don't you know socialism is when there is a state? It's when the government does stuff. You know, never mind that we have a country. And I'm an anarchist here, so, you know, I'm not advocating for an overwhelming state. The left is racist for pointing out racism. Yeah, it's the same old tune. At this point, they should be embarrassed at how unoriginal they are. You know, it's sad. It's really just sad. excited for any upcoming MMOs. I'm excited for the upcoming expansion for this MMO. Look, I don't play... Oh, hey, Ventos. Welcome. I will get to that question in a moment, Mr. Dan Uko. I keep hitting my ultimate. God. Ventos. They are going to be making their next expansion announcement for Elder Scrolls Online coming soon. And I can't wait. I believe they're actually going fully into Oblivion this time. They're not doing just the tip with us. We're actually straight up doing Oblivion. But, you know... Jesus Christ. Constitutional conservative. So... Oh, Jesus. What should the left be doing right now? The left right now, you should be strengthening your community. If you live in a community that is amenable to praxis or direct action, then you should be doing it. You should be reaching out to your community. You know, just talk to people. You should be talking, if you're able to. If it's accessible, you should talk to people and say, hey, you know, these are the people that you might help go on a strike one day. These are the people you might do a rent strike with. Things of that nature. This is what you want to do, is basically strengthen the community around you so that ultimately we don't have to put our faith in neolibs. We don't have to put our faith in the Biden government. We would build up those community systems around them and regardless of them. You know, systemic change isn't going to come from a vote. We all know that. So what we have to do is bring about that change on our end. Now more than ever. Also because... Oh, what the hell? Now more than ever... Mitt Nerd! What's up? Welcome. Now more than ever, we have to... How should I put this? Basically, we're not going to get what we want from Biden. All Biden is going to give us is breathing room. That's all. We're not actively fighting off a fascist with Biden. We're just fighting off neoliberal capitalism and center-right conservatism. Okay? So we need to take that breathing room and enact the change we want to see at the community level. Local change is far more significant and far more reaching. You know, I could go on for hours. About all of the really comprehensive changes that they've been rolling out in my county at the county level. And these are things that didn't even necessarily go to a ballot item. Like, Hamilton County just decided that they decriminalized marijuana right here in the city, or right here within the county. So it's like, we didn't even have to vote on it. The city council passed it, the county seat passed it, and basically they decriminalized it. So now, if you are not committing any other crime, then they're not going to charge you with possession for having marijuana. So that's the kind of local organizing that we should see from everybody in all of their communities. This is the kind of shit that you want to storm City Hall and talk about. These are the kind of things that you want to storm City Hall, you want to picket, you want to demonstrate for these things. Okay, you want to demonstrate and ask these towns to defund their police. You want to demonstrate and ask these towns to fund mental health and help the neurodivergent. And you want to help them house the homeless or the people experiencing homelessness. You know, that's a big one. In most major cities in this country, and I'm sure in other countries, because I know I've got some Canadian and some South American listeners right now, more than ever, what you need to do... Why does this guy keep running ahead? Why is he not fighting what we're fighting? more than ever, what you need to do is organize in your own communities. Yeah, I had said it at the beginning of the stream, there's going to be some skirmishes tomorrow. I don't think the Capitol will blow up or get loud. I do think some state capitals will probably get a little loud, because there are some people organizing at a number of state locations, probably because they know that they've been more or less suppressed with an overwhelming response at the Capitol. Like, there's like a couple thousand soldiers right now stationed at Capitol buildings. Yeah. And also, you know, if you are able to... What, they asked to... They didn't even want to show their licenses? Jesus Christ. That's terrible. So, if you are able to, you know, to go out and do some anti-fascist action on the street, then by all means, that's what you should be focusing on as well. You know, you can organize, you can take first aid kits, you can take food, you can take water. You can offer a safe refuge for people who might be escaping state actors. If you are an actor out on the streets, then take that opportunity to be visible and be seen, because part of what you're also doing is winning over the hearts and minds of the people. And what I mean by that is, if anti-fascist actors had been present at the Capitol in some kind of force, some kind of visible display, then what would happen is we could have sat back and said, hey, you know, we tried to stop these fucking clowns at DC, and then they stormed the Capitol. We would be seen fighting the fash in the streets. You see, what happened at the Capitol was a turning point for a lot of people. It really was. There were a lot of Trump supporters that saw what happened on the 6th and said, oh my God, this guy's fucking delusional. He's trying to destabilize the country at this point. So, that's our moment to strike. That's our moment where we take the ground that they've given up, right? We want to make sure that we are out there and we are fighting the good fight, and we want to make sure that the hearts and minds we're trying to win know that we're fighting the good fight. Yeah, some people are going to try to say it. Ultimately, it is kind of a positive as well. I am of split minds. If anti-fascist actors were there, Trekkie, some of them would have been hurt. And that's the thing. And that's the thing I don't want to see. Not Afghanistan-style hearts and minds. We're not going to shock in all of them and then turn around and say we're winning hearts and minds. Oh, they would have tried to. But, again, it is... Anti-fascist actors wouldn't have been kicking down a door that led to a room with 3 people in line of succession of the presidency, right? We're going to get blamed regardless, guys. We're going to get blamed regardless. And you are right, Soup. There's a lot of great things in local politics to get involved with. Like, you know, a lot of my friends on here that I've made that do... You know, friends of mine that do charity streams and stuff, so many of them have local drives that they're doing. I wish, honestly, I had more... I wish I did more fundraising for local efforts, and that's something this year that I intend to do. I intend to stream more, and I intend to do more local organizing. Hey, what's up, Odious? That's one dungeon down. I think this calls for some bourbon. Trekkie, I'm in agreement with you. While I personally would not lose any sleep if Pelosi or Pence got capped, it would have had an unstabilizing effect, and the power vacuum would have put some people in danger. That's my concern, Trekkie, is that the people I did see that, by the way, Birchalac. I agree with you. At the same time, Trekkie, what I will tell you is that when it comes time for a potential coup, do we have a responsibility to stop them from actually seizing power? That's the question I would pose. Hey, Violent Orchid, welcome to the party. Greater Parrot 3, welcome to the party. It was really good. Keep up the good work, and Antifa still stormed the Capitol. What? These fascists are not very smart. Trekkie, you'll find I agree with you there. The reason why the U.S. military will protect, that I do agree with, is because Trump is a dumb fucking fascist. Let's be clear. He's a fascist, but he's kind of a stupid fucking fascist. You know, he tried to institute a coup, and he didn't have the military. He literally broke the rules of doing a coup. This is like year 5. He broke the rules of doing a coup. You look at the coups that have happened across the world, you don't do that shit without the military. CGP Grey did a video on this called The Keys. And one of the keys, you have to have the corporations is one of the keys, and you have to have the military. If you don't... Odious, I would say most fascists are not stupid. They're... not most. To use an example for like a case study, talk about Gaddafi. Stupid is an ableist term. You're right, Trekkie. I would say fascist is... Trump is an incompetent fascist. He's a dangerously incompetent fascist, but he's also a self-destructively incompetent fascist. So Gaddafi was a smart authoritarian. If you look at his rule, he played both sides of the coin whenever he needed to whenever he needed to clutch the win, basically, for his regime. And I'm not standing Gaddafi. I'm using him as a case study or an example. I don't think Trump is dumb or not smart. I think he is incompetent as a fascist. I think what he got out of the presidency was a way to try and avoid the very real financial trouble that he is in already. I mean, that should have been the biggest clue to a lot of people who were in the know. How are you going to have somebody who's that deep in debt in a position of power? That's the first thing we investigate if you have some kind of internal theft or if you have some kind of internal corruption. You're like, okay, does anybody here owe money? Who owes money? Because when people owe money, when people are indebted to people, that's when they can be turned. That's when they can be swayed. And, it came out last year that Trump was basically up to his eyeballs in debt. Soup, I do agree. The next fascist that they attempt to put up will be a lot more competent, and the next fascist they try to put up will be a lot more charismatic. Probably be a little bit less cocksure and a lot less incompetent. Right? So Just, I don't... everybody tells me they believe Tucker is going to run. I don't think Tucker's going to run, because I think Tucker has got an ass load of skeletons in his closet, but so a lot of people are saying they think Tucker's going to run. Alright, let's queue. Banish Souls, Faults of Madness. Yeah, we're going to random this. Tucky Tum Tums might try to run. Didn't Mike Pompeo get hit with a... Isn't Mike Pompeo pending some charges? Like, isn't he about to catch a charge? Like, man. I swear to God, if they put up Pompeo. Pompeo is a fucking fascist. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry, I hit the mic. My bad. Okay. What do I think the... Sorry, Mitt Nerd. I know it's hard to see. Bourbon. Okay, so... the parties will look like in 2024. Riss, hey, Zris, thanks for coming to the stream. The parties are going to be two-party. I'm sorry. So the reason why is until we either A, get rid of the Electoral College, or B, institute nationwide ranked choice voting. Ranked choice, we're not going to get rid of the two-party. It's almost mathematically impossible to do so. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. You want to know the thing that makes me sad is that I have a sinking suspicion that Kasich is going to try to throw his hat in the ring again. Y'all remember Kasich doing my state proud? Kasich hung in there for a little while against Trump, but in the GOP primaries, he was singing WAP. Yeah. Kasich is like the friendly Republican for liberal Democrats. Ranked choice voting seems like a dream, but is it any more of a dream than abolition of the electoral college? Oh, I said catch a charge. You know, I think I've listened to that song like once, but I like it. We need more songs about female body actions. I like it. Where are we at? Sorry. Give me my damn dungeon. Kanye's wasn't serious. Spoiler third party. Now, here's what's going to happen. Whatever the Trump supporter crowd morphs into, whatever they morph into, they're basically going to do, I believe, whatever the Trump supporter crowd morphs into, they're going to do what happened with the Tea Party and the Republican Party during the Obama administration. So I don't think there'll be another far right, like, electoral party, but there will be basically the hard right neocons, or the hard right tradcons, and the alt-right guys are going to do what happened during Obama. They're basically going to hijack the party for their own special interest because, it's gotten too progressive. That's basically what happened with the Tea Party. Like, they went hardcore on the anti-tax bent and all that as a response to the Affordable Care Act. And so, yeah, I think here's the problem. When we get establishment Dems, the Republican Party radicalizes its base, and they get very, very extreme in their rhetoric and in their policy desires. And so we look at the response that we were given to Obama. We got Obama for 8 years. They literally elected a reality TV show host. So what has to happen is we have to be prepared for what the far right portion of the party, the far right portion of the Republican Party, basically that extremely loud and vocal minority, what they're going to put up in response to Biden. I mean, to show you how ridiculous it is, there was that one senator that said he was filing, there's that one congressman that said he was filing impeachment files on Biden on literally the 21st of January. So, in terms of electing representatives to like the House of Representatives, I don't know about that. I know that we do have a such thing as the Interstate Compact, and we're getting closer to having enough states on it. Not nearly enough to actually bring it into law, but the Interstate Compact is a route that we could go in terms of presidential elections. Yeah, Abbott is wanting to clog up the courts as well. It's ridiculous. They're basically openly flirting with sedition, and nobody's really calling them on it. That's the thing that's bugging me. Can't have taxes if you don't have commodities, and therefore money is about... Trekkie, have you been reading my dream journal? Abolishing currency is like my wet dream. I do want to ask you all a question. Oh, there's going to be a huge shift in opinion from the Electoral College. And listen, a lot of you in here in chat are leftist like myself, if not all of you. You're all leftists, right? So here's the thing. All you have to do, if you encounter really big mad Republicans and really butthurt Republicans over the election, kind of play along. Be like, hey, Biden sucks, doesn't he? The Electoral College did this. Like, guys, Biden sucks. We should abolish the Electoral College. Abolish the Electoral College, Republicans. That's the only way. That'll stop Democrats from getting elected. Just play along. Just play into it if you encounter a butthurt Republican. just lean into it. Mitt Nerd, hey, thanks for joining. I'm glad you liked the MLK video. I was happy that it spoke to somebody. So yeah, encounter the Republicans. I think now more than ever we can kind of just trick them into advocating abolition of the Electoral College. Be like, hey, the Electoral College is what gave this to Biden. You should advocate abolishing it with me. Come to this rally with me, and we're gonna advocate abolishing the Electoral College because it elected Biden. And just play along. Yeah, take care, Mitt Nerd. You have a great evening. And do check out Mitt Nerd 36's Twitch if you haven't already, folks. At least go and drop them a follow. They play wonderful original music. I don't know if those commands work, Trekkie. I really should get them set up. So, for people who don't know, I had to rebuild. Well, listen. We've already established that fascism is kind of an inherently contradictory and incoherent ideology. I am playing a Stamina Templar. Get the jabs, the spear jabs. And I am running Veteran Celine's Web at the moment. Yeah, Danuko, they're not smart. They are, excuse me, they're incompetent. Yes, exactly. You guys, you're already doing it. Violent Orchid, you are on it. Yeah. Twitter shouldn't be able to control who posts. Tell them, hey, the Electoral College shouldn't be able to control our votes. Why do you want a huge government agency controlling the votes? We should abolish the Electoral College. That's left-right unity. Just tell them that. Hey, what's up, Tom Bum? I fear you jumped into stream while I was memeing, but yeah. Oh, I was about to ask, by the way. Corporations will lead us to communism. Hey, does everybody hear my music lightly playing in the background? Say yes if you can hear it. Somebody. Can you hear my music playing in the background? I wanted to have a little soundtrack here, and I didn't want to use, like, the game music, and I didn't want to use copyrighted music through the Amazon player, and I'm like, hey, I make music. Shh. You hear my dog growling? Hey. Yes. Tell the conservatives that. Hey. Tell the conservatives that the only way to get rid of communism is to abolish corporations. Abolish corporations. Oh man, this is fun. We could do this all night. Basically, you could totally I hated that meme, Bershalac. I really hated that meme. The super capitalism. See, this is what I get for being a Vosh fan. That I know what that is. Oh, Jesus. Some of them don't. They don't like corporations. That's the thing. They think they like corporations, but they actually don't. They just are misdirecting the issues and alienation that comes from corporations. The only way to stop the socialists is to democratize the workplace. Yes. Socialists have taken over your workplace. You all have to get together and collectively bargain and vote them out. Vote out your socialist boss at the workplace by getting together and collectively bargaining. I'm aware that there are right-wing and reactionary anti-corporate stances. A lot of your third positionists, who are basically Nazis, are anti-corporate. I was just having fun with the idea that we could kind of lie to less well-read conservatives and get them to basically support our positions and red pill them without realizing it. I maintain that someone should make it their goal to get a conservative to go to an electoral college rally by promising them that it means that Biden won't ever get elected again. Hey, I don't even care if they're mad at Twitter. Like, fuck Twitter. Twitter's a corporation. Who gives a shit about Twitter? I'm in agreement with them. Be like, yeah, corporations are gack. Nobody likes corporations. Ewoks Unhinged. I have no idea what Ewoks Unhinged are. Yeah, your right libertarians are also, and your Ayn Randian, well, not Ayn Randians, they're big pro-corporate folks. Some of your right libertarians are anti-corporate conservatives. And then, of course, you do have... there's some very, very fundy evangelical, like, religious fundamentalists who have extreme anti-corporate stances as well, because to them, corporations are secular and ungodly. Yes. Oh, you have to share weed with your Republican friends? That sucks. They don't sound very cool. I will check out that channel, though, Dan Uko. Somebody asked me a question about what music I listen to. Generally a little bit of everything. When I'm working on scripts, I listen to a lot of lo-fi hip-hop. Sometimes I'll listen to some synth wave, space wave, astral wave, stuff like that. Cozy pop. When I'm riding in the car, I'll usually listen to hard rock or alt rock. Sometimes I'll listen to some EDM or old school techno, drum and bass, or dubstep. Somebody asked me the question earlier, is ESO worth it? I think 100% yes. It's worth it, and get the ESO Plus membership. It's the best monthly subscription you'll ever get. Headbanging. Jennifer loves Cruit. Hey, welcome to the party. I do love headbanging as well. I miss concerts so bad. I have not been in a good mosh pit in God knows how long. I'm probably playing like trash, too. I could do with a good mosh pit, honestly. That's good bourbon. Oh, you saw Horror? Oh my god, we saw them in 2019 at Sonic Temple. They were incredible. Yeah. Yes. Fucking Afro-punk. Oh, it's awesome. What's finding the first anti-flag? Is Mortal Shell an MMO? Yeah. So you'll get a kick out of this. Jennifer loves Cruit. So Scarlord was also supposed to play there, but Scarlord was canceled because of heavy wind. It was fucking ridiculous. It made me so mad because I was dying to see that show. Mortal Shell. Haven't played it. Don't know what it is. Is it an MMO? Are you like Scarlord? Yeah, that's Scarlord is British scream rap. He's very good. Big anime fan. Yeah, go check out the song Heart Attack. That's a popular one. I do like metal. Lamb of God is probably one of my favorite bands of all time. I also like Killswitch Engage, Mudvayne, Through the Eyes of the Dead. I used to like Veil of Maya, but their crap all sounds the same now. I could talk about metal like a lot. It's more just ask me what variant of metal. Are you trying to get me to play a scary game on stream, Odious? You know, I always thought that would be a cool idea for a FNAF-style reaction game where instead of like a security guard, you're a streamer, and basically you have to control like doors and stuff while you're sitting there streaming, or someone with like a plushy mask comes in and stabs you. Wouldn't that be a fun game? Just me? Prog is best metal. Veil of Maya is very good. Veil of Maya is gent. Prog, you know, I like Mastodon. I've seen them a couple times live. They're pretty excellent. Oceano's not bad. Rings of Saturn is okay. Saw them a couple times. Nile was really good. Nile was really, really good. That's like tech death, basically. You know, I even like some metalcore. I like... God damn it. Too much bourbon. Memory's going south. I mean, we saw In This Moment at a festival, but they were disappointing. They showed up like 30 minutes late and played 4 songs. And 3 of the songs were absolute, just like unknown songs. Then they played Blood and then left the stage without saying goodbye. We were very mad. Artificial Brain. Don't know what Artificial Brain is. Is that a band? Mortal isn't scary. It's creepy, sort of like Dark Souls. Okay. Playing as the Xenomorphs and Colonial Marines. Yeah, I think that was Colonial was it Isolation? Or Colonial Marine? I can't remember. I kind of remember Colonial Marine being bad. Hey, you were gonna have Fetty Wap. 3-hour concert, showed up for 1 song. Ooh, rough. Isolation is the one where you're hiding from the Xenos. Yeah, and the air vents. Air vents are great. Rings of Saturn is good, but the band is straight dicks. 1 or 2 of their shows. Oh, are you a stagehand? Are you security? I used to do event security. Well, you know, it's a while ago, but I am pretty old, so my heyday was the mid-2000s. Oh, Trekkie, no. That's a bad movie. Go. You need to add Ridley Scott's Alien to your watch list, please and thank you. Prometheus is so bad. Okay. Yeah, Ridley Scott's is straight up horror, so it's interstellar horror. It's not even really an action movie. Gonna attack this big spoder here. Used to do drum tech. Nice. God, I miss concerts so bad. I miss mosh pits. Like 2019, Lamb of God up in Columbus at the Columbus Crew Stadium. Shit was wild. Shit was off the hook. Come on. Get her down. I went to watch Car instead. The sequel was pure action. Yeah, the sequels were action, but Ridley Scott's Alien was interstellar horror. Okay, the fact that you could barely see the monster for 3/4 of the movie, that's horror at its finest. It wasn't even a slasher because the monster didn't really even make an appearance till the end, you know. Prometheus was kind of bad, Odious. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna have to kill these ads. Rage Against the Machine. Oh, did you manage to get a ticket to that tour before it sold out in 5 minutes? To that Rage tour? So I'm impressed if you did. You can die already. Jesus Christ. Alien v Predator 2. Yes, that one let you play as all 3 races. Gogol Bordello. Yeah, that's a good... That would be a good show. Ah, shit. Woo! Got one resale. Oh god, LAN cafes and cyber cafes. That's a relic. How old are you? LAN cafes? I mean, if you're in Korea, you know, or parts of China, they're still a thing. But oh, so we're rather close in age, actually. Remember LAN parties? Wasn't that shit fun? Playing StarCraft at a LAN party. Ah, those were the days. Bringing your tower for the lock. Yeah. Okay, there's too many ads. Why is the other... We can't do this fight without taking out the ads. I don't know why they're not taking out the ads. Cartographer... Yeah, Prometheus. That's a point of contention here. Prometheus is not good. It's not good cinema. It's bad cinema. Are they trying to burn the boss? What are they doing? LAN parties. Yeah, I've played a couple Halo ones. My high school... Take it back for you. My high school had a LAN party club. And one of the computer teachers would hook everything up to host Halo LAN parties at my high school. And so they made their own shirts and everything. They called it Never Never LAN. You know what's funny? There was a game that did that whole play as the monster bit before even Alien did. And it was actually one of the Turok, the dinosaur hunter games. In their multiplayer, you could play as a raptor in the multiplayer, or you could play as a dinosaur hunter. Good times. Thoughts on building a united front and a vanguard party? Well, you know, it's not going to be easy to do. The fact of the matter is, whatever we build is going to be under a heavy attempts of suppression from the state. You're basically fighting off the state, in addition to fighting off the fascists. So, the problem we have with the United States, hold on. That is true, Trekkie. Indigenous people also are showing themselves to be some of the best to take care of the environment as well. Hold on. There we go. And it turns out indigenous people are really good at saving the environment. So here's the problem. The problem that we have is a lot of people's material needs aren't being adequately met even now in our current state. Okay? Because those material needs aren't being met, people are in the position where if they wanted to organize to the point where they needed to take that kind of direct action to empower the dictatorship of the proletariat, even if they needed to necessarily be willing to carry out violence to install a regime change and switch from, you know, a neoliberal capitalist society to some form of communist society, or dismantling it into some decentralized society, they would be sacrificing their loved ones, their families, their own security to do it. That's why it's going to be hard to get people to do that kind of organizing. Like, right now, you know, we talk about doing anti-fascist action and anti-fascist actors out on the street going to the front lines. Some people don't have that option. There are people right now, if they get thrown in jail for 3 days because they're out demonstrating, their job fires them, they have a baby at home that has to eat, their kid gets taken by the state, you know, because they got arrested and they lost their job and there's no one to take care of their kid. People have shit to lose. And we don't have a lot of mechanisms in place to help them at the moment. So if we're talking about making a vanguard, we would have to figure out who is capable of doing it. Does that make sense, gang? Odious. Frosty Bowden. You have a nice night as well. Thank you for the compliment. I do appreciate it. Trekkie, would a true vanguard party be considered a seditious act? Oh, okay. You're talking about some of those old laws. Yeah, I'm with you. Yep. Well, as you all know, I am pretty pro Second Amendment, and I happen to think the Second Amendment exists for when we need to act outside of the law. And so at a certain point, the Second Amendment is around for when it's time for us to stop being law-abiding gun owners and, as they say, water the tree of liberty with the blood of patriots. So at a certain point, their laws will no longer apply. Yes, it is even harder. You are correct. It's even harder now than it would be. Yes. Water it with the blood of fascists. Yeah, I didn't say anything, TOS. Alright. Let's see. Let's jump into another dungeon. Banish cells and thoughts of madness. I'm gonna try and turn the music up ever so slightly, just so people can hear it. Slightly. Tell me how it sounds. Can you all hear my music in the background? A little bit, a lot of it, too loud? Any thoughts? Cannot hear it at all. How about now? Anything? Yay, nay? Can't hear any music. Weird. Very weird. Huh. Okay. It's not overpowering my voice, is it? That's what's important. Can you all hear me still A-okay? Alright. Excellent. So, yeah, I agree with you there, Trekkie. A lot of the older native people were in some way or another anarchist. They were anarchists, and they cared about the land, and they cared about their communities. So it was decentralized in a lot of ways. Hey, Nicholas, what's up? Yeah, they were decentralized. They took care of the land. They took care of their communes. Ultimately, that's what I would like to see, is to break down the government to the community level. This may not happen in my lifetime, though. But, we're just being realistic about that. Do. You know what? Let me jump out of queue for a second here. Planting trees under which we may never enjoy the shade, yeah. In terms of the climate, yeah, Trekkie, we don't have a lot of time left on that. No, what's going to happen is that what's going to happen is that we will start seeing climate disaster. And when we see climate disaster, we're going to start seeing a refugee crisis. And we're going to see energy crisis. We're going to see a water crisis. We're going to see a lot of these things sandwiching on top of one another. And at that point, our society is going to go one of two directions. It's going to go hardcore, isolationist, and they're going to turn their back to those affected by these crises. Or it's going to change to become more egalitarian and to become more of a government of the people, to actually try and mitigate some of the effects of these disasters. Extreme radical compassion. Yeah, it is very American. We're a little selfish in the United States. I mean, we're a little selfish. We're a little bit selfish. Just a little bit. Let me put this for a second. Well, while I do that, I get to test out my transitions. Bada boom. Big face. Full screen. We are very self-interested. India's gonna pop off with something. Modi is trash. Like, everybody, Modi's so bad, you guys. Modi is really bad. Like, I feel bad for anyone in India, any leftist comrades in India. For the record, by the way, Indian anti-fascists are pretty fucking hardcore. You should read about some of India's anti-fascist groups. They straight up do a TOS to wealthy people. They don't fuck around in the slightest. Like, India's all or nothing, because they're fighting for their lives over there. So the comrades in India, they are not fucking around. Not in the slightest. Well, I suppose since I'm listed as playing this game, because land back will make sure that the culture will be the dominant one, and I guess that's the way to go. Yeah, maybe. You know, the one thing I would keep in mind is that we have to ultimately look at what the tribes or what the nations of indigenous people are going to want to do with that land. Maybe it will be anarchist. Maybe they will have a more state-centric hold over their land that's more centralized around their tribe or nation. Ultimately, it would be up to them. That's why, you know, there's the conversation about, you know, if the Black Hills go back to the indigenous people whose land it is and who it was stolen from, and people are asking, well, what'll happen to Mount Rushmore? And I'm like, whatever they fucking want to happen to Mount Rushmore. If they want to keep it, if they like it, they'll keep it. If they want to fucking blow it up, then they'll blow it up and take those white faces off of it. But ultimately, it should be their say what happens to it. If they want to keep it and collect money off of the tourism, so be it. The most respectful act would be to stop fucking with it. With the Black Hills, yeah, that would be respectful. No, the most respectful act would be to stop, to give the land back. And yeah, stop fucking with the Black Hills. Fun fact, if for those of you who haven't already went and followed Trekkie69, a wonderful anarchist Twitch streamer, make sure you give them a follow as well. Yeah, wonderful. Also, check out Universal Discourse sometime. The host over there on Universal Discourse, it is a native and indigenous stream. They stream often and all the time. They are incredible to talk to. Their stream is almost entirely devoted to talking to chat, so it's very satisfying to watch. Recently, I've started checking out their stream, and I can't push them enough. The host over there is an incredible person. Yeah, Universal Discourse is great. Trekkie is great. Universal Discourse is the name of the Twitch stream, Jennifer. Universal Discourse. It's on Twitch. It's excellent. What's going on here? I need to... I need to add some text to the thing. See? Isn't my guy so awesome? That's my Stamina Templar right there. It's a red guard. Let's see. Twatch. We'll go to Twatch. Let's see. New Prime Loot. I'm supposed to be getting drops here soon for Elder Scrolls Online. That's the other thing. Creator dashboard. Yes, he wields dual hammers and a bow. Yeah, you know, so maybe I'm gonna get with you, Trekkie, someday in DMs, and you can help me remind me of all the bots I need to add. Odious, yes, dual hammers and a bow. Look at that. Look at that bow. It's awesome. Birchalac. He is. I have a special skin on. So he has a a powerful glow emanating from within his body. But if I took it off, you would see that he is a red guard. Red guards are all black in the Elder Scrolls universe. They're all varying shades of black. But you can see he is black. Oh, you were making a joke. Humor is lost on me. Hey, Black Redguard's pretty cool. If you should check out Black Redguard if you want a good Marxist perspective on a lot of Pan-African and Black diaspora issues. A little bit similar to mine. A lot of my focus is Black-centric, Afrocentric, but mine is from an anarcho-hotep Afrocentric point of view, a Pan-Africanist. Black Redguard is a Marxist, I believe, and has a pretty good point of view as well on a lot of Afrocentric things, and you should definitely check him out. Very relaxed style of speaking. Black Redguard is a Maoist. Oh, so thank you for the correction, Trekkie. I did not know that. Well, I still love him anyway, despite that. The good old chairman. So here's what I will say. I'm not a tanky, and I'm not a Maoist, and I'm not really a communist either. But and so like I don't like, say, the DPRK. However, the Kims, the Kim family, they wear the Mao suits with the Mao collar, and that shit is fly as fuck. I want a Mao suit. Like, somebody direct me to where I can buy a Mao suit with the Mao collar. That shit looks fly. Like, maybe later I'll show some pictures. Like, I'm a large guy too. I want some of Kim Jong-un's suits. Like, I would wear them so much better. I would wear them so much better than Kim Jong-un. If I had a pinstriped Mao suit, that would be fucking awesome. Yeah. Hey, Moon Goose. Haven't seen you chat yet. Welcome to the party. Hold on, I need to test something now, because I haven't seen them yet. Fruit Bats, are you watching? Fruit Bats, are you there? I know you're there. You're there lurking. Are you there lurking? Surprised me. There's a site for a suit. Costs like $250. That's a cheap suit. Seeing as how I own some $700 suits. It's not bad for a suit. A whole suit? That's not too bad. That's a cheap suit for someone my size. Tell you what. What is happening? Moon Goose, you lurking too? Holding out for the knife trick. Did somebody redeem the thingies to get the knife trick? Because I haven't seen that come through yet. Hey, did somebody just send me bits? Hey, somebody cheered. Nice. Then you saw Doggo and just wait. Man, that's fun. Every time some dipshit calls China socialist. Yeah, I agree. I have to find the knife. Hold on. So the Doge, yeah. Yes, Black Red Guard is very critical of China, and good reason, and very well read critique of China as well. Does a pretty good job of it, actually. So, this is a Kershaw spring assisted. It's good stuff. Dingism is cursed. Dingism is fucking cursed. This is a Kershaw spring assisted stonewash finish. It is excellent. Bought that at a gun show. That one's made in the U.S. And this is a pearl-handled butterfly. So, get those, get that flair. Pretty, yeah. You know, I'm trying to bring more positive masculinity back to online leftist discourse. We can like knives and guns and cigars and be totally based and say trans rights. Yeah. China. Trekkie, hey Trekkie, I had a question for you. How well read are you on Burkina Faso? Because I think that there's an even bigger lesson to be had there. So, Thomas Sankara, I think, is like a based socialist revolutionary. Dude was on his shit. He took power and he did a lot of good stuff, actually. So Burkina Faso used to have it had competing, I don't want to say dual power, it had dueling power structures, because a lot of in Burkina Faso, there was a lot of former tribal governments that were led by monarchs, right? These monarchs used to hold like a representative status in the previous government. And he took power and he said, ew, monarchs, like, yeah, that goes against my whole socialism thing. So we're just gonna kick you back down. Down. He also abolished, big proponent of feminism. He had all the women become literate in Burkina Faso. He also abolished polygamy, which I don't hate on people for their sexual preferences, but polygamy was being used in Burkina Faso to enforce a very high patriarchal structure in society, because there was polygamy, but also there was like no work or education for women whatsoever. There was also female genital mutilation, which I should have trigger warning that. But you're polyamorous. I don't know if you actually practice like bigamy, but yeah, no, they used to practice actual legal polygamy in Burkina Faso, and he yeeted that shit on out of there. Yeah. So he democratized a lot of the workplaces. He nationalized some industries. I'm not going to sit here. Yeah, they're very different, Christian anarchists. Welcome to the chat. I don't know if we've chat before. Welcome to the party. So, I keep saying that I need to BRB, and yet you keep drawing me into great conversations, people. Might as well do another dungeon at this rate. He nationalized some stuff. He democratized some stuff. He made sure he wasn't perfect. He did have some issues with unions. He wasn't perfect, like I said. He had some issues with anarchists. He wanted to see more of a collectivized dictatorship of the proletariat. And he had some issues with unions. Ultimately, some of these things led to his assassination. But I think if you want a good example of a lot of the good someone can do, coming into a revolution, and lessons to learn once you have seized the means of production and once you have seized power. Thomas Sankara, kill your heroes. You know, yes, I have horribly cringe takes, everyone. I have horribly cringe takes. I'll tell you that in advance. So, before you see me say something horrible on Twitter, just know I'm probably going to say something horrible on Twitter. I have cringe takes from time to time. But I thank all of you for watching still, and commenting and liking, and a few of my patrons are here in chat, I notice, and I definitely thank you all for your support. Trekkie, I do Twitter. Seeing some Cook peeps here. Cook? Hey, what's up, Ludlow Vert? Well, you know, I gotta get... Trekkie, don't begrudge me my shit posting, Trekkie. You know, I go on to troll... Cool peeps, got it. I go on to troll cop Twitter. Read whatever inflammatory shit Peter Coffin has to say, and to shit post myself. So don't begrudge me that. Let me do my shit posting and shameless self-promotion. That's the other thing. I make it very clear to you. I need to make it very clear to you and everyone here in chat. Everyone here in chat, everybody watching the stream, everybody that watches my videos. My Twitter is for shit posting and self-promotion. Don't expect anything of substance there. Don't expect anything of substance there. Oh, man. It's I use it for self-promotion. You want my based takes? You want my based takes? You watch my YouTube channel for that. Or my stream, I guess I should say. Speaking of shameless self-promotion, if anyone happens to hear the music that's playing, just know that if you want to sit and listen and bump the tracks that I use in the background of my videos, and all of my... Right now, all the songs are playing are songs that I've used in the background of my videos that I've previously uploaded. They're all available on my Patreon. And I don't have any minimum of donation to have access. Any monthly contribution will get you that access. Maggie Moose, what up? Welcome to the party. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to pour another bourbon and do another dungeon. Whatever. Join the queue. You know, we're going to do random here. Random vet. Let's go. Let's fucking go! We do. What are we going to talk about, Trekkie? Hey, Trekkie, head to bed. Yeah, have a good night, and figure out what we're going to talk about on stream. Maybe we'll do a deep dive into Sankara. Or maybe we'll do Black Anarchy in the U.S. We'll talk about Kamboa or Irvin. Gotta hit the mic again. I gotta stop doing that. Alright. Man of 1,000 names? That's the first thing I've heard seen you type. Come on. You have a good night. You've been here the whole time? Listen, I'm using a new thingy, people. So if somebody puts through the flare to unlock me doing something cool, just let me know. And because I won't see it in restream. For those of you who are watching on Twitch, which I seem to have quite a few more Twitch viewers than I started with. Sankara was pretty cool. He accomplished a lot. He was not perfect. He was flawed. He did some things I wouldn't necessarily agree with here in the modern era, but again, no one's perfect. Charge. I'm going to charge my weapons here. Alright, let's go. Chest. Sin Cara was far from perfect, but he was a very good he was very good at collectivizing. He was very good at taking militant action to seize the means of production. And so that's what he did. Ooh, a thingy. Yeah, I got a chest. Has anybody here even played this game? It says Elder Scrolls Online, if anyone was wondering. In case I missed you in chat. Ooh, you got a thingy. Do I play Diablo 3? I do not do isometric RPGs. Maggie moves. Can't get into the MMO format. Hurry up and release Elder Scrolls 6. Is it that bad to give Bethesda a little bit more money? Just a little bit. I mean, Todd Howard's not associated with this, to my knowledge. This is why we clear the shit. We don't... Give an orcish stamp sword. Haven't touched in a while. Honestly, there's no better time to get back into it. I think they're having a free weekend coming up. Whatever makes Elder Scrolls 6 come out faster. But are you sure it will be good? I mean, people keep getting hyped for the next Fallout, and that keeps disappointing them, right? Like, there's some that say the last good Fallout was New Vegas. Wait, what's happening? Did they run past this? Gotta catch up. Hype does nothing but ruin a game. What? Oh, you asked the Hotep question, Moon Goose. Alright. You wanna know what a Hotep is? Okay. A Hotep, in its purest form, is someone who is Afrocentric and espouses and affects the aesthetics and wisdom of Kemetic Egypt, given that it is a Kemetic greeting to be at peace or to go in peace. Yulwium Hotep. I liked Fallout 4 a lot, by the way. So, usually someone who is a Hotep is someone, at its core, in its purest form, a Hotep was supposed to be someone who hearkens or basically affects the aesthetics of Kemetic Egypt, or ancient Egypt. Hey, Odious, you have a great rest of your evening, okay? Have fun. Good luck. The term has gotten a bit corrupted, and it's kind of become used as a shorthand to refer to reactionary black people. You didn't do a bad, Moon Goose. You didn't do it bad. It's a common question. It's alright. But know that a lot of those groups that have those reactionary views, like sexist black men, is oftentimes they're oftentimes referred to as Hoteps if they are Afrocentric but also sexist. These men oftentimes themselves do not use the term Hotep to describe themselves. This is one that has been given to them, and more often than not, white people push this narrative of using this term they don't understand to describe something negative, when really it's just someone who appreciates and affects Kemetic aesthetics and wisdom in an Afrocentric fashion. Oftentimes people from a diaspora, like myself, who do not have any form of ancestral heritage to represent, because I don't know my ancestral heritage, because my ancestors were brought here on boats. It doesn't necessarily have any connection to anarchism, but it also isn't necessarily mutually exclusive either, is the best way I can answer that question. I don't think about it in terms of it being complementary to my anarchism. I think of it more in terms of just, I am an anarchist and a hotep. Yulin hotep. Right. So, but what you'll find is that a lot of those sexist black people don't necessarily identify as hotep. Other people identify them as that. Right? So, like, people have called, I made a video about this, people have called, like, people in the NOI, the Nation of Islam, hoteps. People have called, like, Louis Farrakhan hotep. And, like, why would they call someone who is Muslim something that harkens back to Kemetic Egypt? Why would they call black Israelites hoteps when they're basically practicing a form of Judaism, right? So this is why it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's kind of a butchered, abused term. If you're having difficulty, just know, just as you have the same capability of seeing when Tucker Carlson or Tomi Lahren or Ann Coulter talks about what they think socialism is, you know in your mind that they have no fucking clue what socialism actually is. So just apply that same level of nuance. And that applies as well when we talk about the subjects of black nationalism versus white nationalism. You understand that these terms have different meanings and different context. Or, you know, if it's confusing, you know, think in terms of like Irish nationalism, which is really just freedom from the fucking Brit boners. Ah, did you get auto-modded? Allow. There you go. I allowed it. Let it ride. Yes, redneck used to be a worker-centric term. Quite literally, it was people. It was literally striking laborers, which is sad that the meaning got lost, because I think our movements could use some rural. Our movements could use some rural blue-collar union workers as well. Real salt-of-the-earth types, you know? Jennifer Love Cruitt, you will find most conscious black people will be happy that is your stance. They're not stupid. They're not dumb. They know exactly what it is. At this point, these individuals are being paid to run a grift. So that's exactly what they're doing. Is they're running a grift, Dan Info. And that's what they're getting paid to do, is run the grift. Yeah, they know goddamn well what they're talking about, because at any point in all of this, they could have literally... I'm not even talking about taking a class. I'm talking about they could have opened up Wikipedia. They could have opened up Wikipedia and learned what socialism is. It's one thing for their audience to get caught in the grift. It's another thing entirely for them to keep repeating. It's another thing for them to keep repeating that misinformation. They know goddamn well what they're doing. Sorry, Christian anarchist, if you're still listening. I used the Lord's name in vain. My apologies. That's a video that's coming soon. The fact that I was raised socially conservative. Well, I mean, you understand, Moon Goose, also that black separatism is different than black nationalism. That's the other thing. And even black separatism, it has a lot more nuance than people often give it credit for. Need to eat my buff foods. Alright. Like, my problem is there's this weird fucking purity test that has to happen when you get radical black actors in a leftist space. And this happens in white leftist spaces as well. We have to stop and make sure that we agree with the right things and disavow the right things to be taken seriously. And I don't like that. It's not good. You know, this is what I talk about. The revolution, look at any revolution in history, okay? Everybody loves to read about successful revolutions throughout history. But you want to know what they were? They were by people who maybe had a lot of groups within their main group that didn't agree, okay? You think, perfect example. You know what? The thing leftists love to talk about and never stop talking about. Fucking Rojava. Right? So, do you think everybody in Rojava agrees? Do you think everybody in Rojava sees eye to eye? They have caucuses, right? They have caucuses of people who help them bridge those divides between the different groups. They have women's caucuses. They have LGBT caucuses. Okay. They all want to see the same common goal. They know they may differ in the idea of how they're going to get there. And that's the same with what we're dealing with. You know? I don't identify as a communist. I prefer anarchists, but I'm not going to demean communists. But also, I'm pretty, like, anti-leftist infighting. Pretty cringe. I don't like it. Yes, that is how grifts spread. Tucker Carlson is an admitted grifter. He is an admitted grifter. He has openly said he's going to vote for whoever lets him continue doing what he does. And for that matter, so was Trump, like, if we're being honest. Yeah, nobody has all the right answers, Jennifer Loves Grit. As we always like to say, no one was born leftist. So. Knocking out dungeons. Loving it. Loving it. Alright, let's see. Does anyone need anything? Alrighty. So, nobody was born leftist. We have to understand that there's going to be contention. There were people in contention. There were people in contention with whatchamacallit, with what's his name? Fidel Castro. There are people. Am I really? Virtualac. Fucking shit. I thought I changed that. Hold on. Is it you're on Twitch? Okay. Fucking hell. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, off we go. Yep, so to oh, Birchalac, I honestly, I get you there. I've raised my kid with already way too many dangerous ideas. Like, we already have too many discussions about, like, well, it would be TOS if I discussed it. But just know, they want to stick it to the state. They want to throw milkshakes and Molotovs. So, you've raised a good kid. You know, Birchalac, you mentioned problems with authority. That, in and of itself, I think, should be a video, because so much goes into the concept of the idea of problems with authority, right? Like, do people really have problems with authority? Or do they have trauma induced by the agencies and the elements that we enforce as authority in this neoliberal state that we live in? Do they have some form of neurodivergence, right? Do they have some form of neurodivergence that doesn't work well with being expected to follow a cookie-cutter set of guidelines and rules? There's a lot that goes into what someone means when they say, you know, they have a problem with authority. Just my thoughts, though. That was just all I wanted to do, was put some text on here. What is the... What in the hell is this? Why does this look like this? This looks terrible. Okay, where were we? Right. Hey, the integrated chat is seeable on screen again. It was super blurry there for a second. Oh, wow. Okay. Is it as normal? Is it back the way it was as normal? Christian Anarchist, is it back the way it was? Want to make sure it's... Oh, shit! Ah! I gotta figure out something with this mic. I need to get a new mic arm. That's gotta be killing your guys' headphones. Sorry about that. I very much am. Everybody's still hearing me okay? music's not overpowering. I'm not going to listen to the VOD of this and be cussing you all out for not telling me that the sound is jacked up. That's not going to happen, right? Right? Okay. Stuff here. I have a healer I can play too. Healers get even faster queues. When you play healer, the pickup groups, instant queues. You don't have time to do anything else. Hey, listen, there's good trouble and bad trouble. Messing with cars, bad trouble, just so you know. Go do good trouble. Don't do the bad trouble. Oh yeah, what did you say that I put the doggo picture at 6,000 points. I just realized nobody's probably going to be able to get that anytime soon. I don't stream enough for anyone to get 6,000 points. Doggo, 5,000. Hey, look at that. Somebody redeemed it. Dan Uko, you have a good night. It was great chatting with you. And I hope to catch you on stream again soon. Mara, come here. Come here. Come on. She's my stream partner. Here, you want to say hi? Come on. Yeah. You know, everybody says puppy. Oh, hey, Sarah Minar. Were you lurking just waiting for the dog? No, I don't dox the doggies. Sorry. Everybody's lurking just waiting for the pupper. Everybody says she's such a puppy. This dog is 70 pounds. Just throwing that out there. She's thick. Okay. Get out. Your moment of dog. Puphood is a state of mind. I think it's a state of mind for the human viewing the dog. Yeah, the human in their state of mind says, that dog right there is a puppy. Yep. All right. Okay, everybody. I need everyone to listen up. All right? I need to take a bio break real quick. I will be back. For those of you on Twitch who are watching are going to see an ad, and then it's going to come back to my my BRB screen and my music playing. So, I will be right back. We are back. What are we doing? What are we feeling? Let's see, who's in chat? Hey there. Bring back the BRB music. Hey, Kandiyohi Snow, welcome to the party. Will the Warlord, welcome to the party. Birchalak, I have to be able to talk over it, you know? Yeah, you know, I do have a confession to make. I listen to Astral Throb a lot, and the Prime Thanatos. I listen to Astral Throb and the Prime Thanatos a whole lot. I thought about starting a side channel with just chill music. Like, if I'm still doing this like 2 years from now, and I don't know if you all realize, I basically make a new song for every video that I upload. And I said, if I'm still doing this a year from now, I'll have so many songs that if I had a 24-hour loop of music of like 2-minute songs, I should just make a chill study playlist. It's still something I'm thinking of trying. It may have been something I was going to do before the new year and ran out of time. I had initially planned on making a Kwanzaa video. The footage was bad and the sound was bad and it got scrapped, but that's okay. My workflow is trash. Alright, let's knock out another dungeon. Give me something to talk about, people. Do you code? Birchalak, do you know how to code? How's that field treating you? Is it paying well? Are the people treating you well? Are your bosses good? Are you the boss? Are you your own boss? Getting your BS and comp sci. Hey, get that money. Get them Benjamins. Let's do maybe 1 or 2 more random vet dungeons. Let's go. Let's fucking go. You know what? Let me know how far along. Oh, Jesus. White Gold Tower. Jesus. Titty. Fucking Christ. Using your millions to fund the deep state. You're going to create the actual deep state to take down the fascists one by one. There you go. Are you Jewish as well? You have to be Jewish to do the Soros bit. Okay. Oh, yes. Wow. And they're stuck on the next boss. Lovely. Everybody hear me okay? The music's not too loud? You all would tell me, right, if the music's too loud or if my voice is not coming through clearly. I'm counting on you. You all would tell me. Absolutely. Candy Yohi Snow, are you an existing fan or you new to the stream? Haven't seen your name before. You are on Twitch, so that's pretty awesome. Are you an ESO fan and you happened to cross my stream? I should do good money in data science. Yes, there is, especially data aggregation. Information. Information is a current... You are patron. Oh my goodness. Ha! You must have a different username on Patreon. I have 2 patrons now watching. This is wild. Oh, they're on this boss. Yay. You see, if you all are watching my game, this fire behind you, if you touch it, you die. And she does a knockback that you have to dodge. Otherwise... She does a knockback, and if you don't dodge the knockback, she knocks you into the fire right here. And you die. Alright, let's do this. Oh, and that wall of lightning that rotates around her, that'll kill you too. And that person's gonna go boom in a second because we're stuck over here. Knock her into the fire. She created the blue fire. I wish I could. And boom, I'm dead. Fuck. It's not the healing kind of fire. Hey, Violet Orchid, you have a great night, okay? You take care, alright? This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Violet Orchid, have a great night. You know, this is a fight where if you're firing on all cylinders, it's easy. I'm not a healer, though. That's the thing. I'm a DPS. So if I got put in the queue, that means they lost a DPS. But yes, their DPS probably got sick of the bullshit. The best thing you can do with this fight is just peace out. Get it done quickly. Like, that elemental there, when it blows up, it's an instant kill. And then she does this bullshit that knocks you back. While you're trying to res people. It's a pain. You really gotta dodge these things. Don't get knocked back into the fire. You can't be too close to the edge. It's a whole thing. Woo! Oh, and when those things die, they also explode. Woo! Like that. Alright, let's do this. Can't let her move, can't let her move, can't let her move. And they let her move. Jesus Christ. I am a few bourbons in to be doing this fight. Giant kitchen confirmed. It's just a giant kitchen. My shit was WoW. You know, I played WoW for 5 years. From launch all the way through to Wrath. Right? And I liked raiding. I liked PvP more. I got up to rival status in the arena. I earned my rival title. And honestly, at that point, Wrath, I was working a lot, and so it became something I just didn't have the time to keep up with doing and be able to get the gear that I wanted and be able to and be able to enjoy the game the way I wanted. I didn't just have the time for it. Come on. Die already? Nope. That's a wipe. Jesus Christ. You know, it's funny. The whole thing rolled a paladin and monk. Wait, monk? There's monks in one? Oh yeah, Mist of Pandaria. They did monks. That, honestly, was the reason I rolled this Templar to begin with. This Templar was a healer for a long time, and it was because I was playing one of these dungeons here in Imperial City. These harder vet dungeons, and just, you know, we didn't have a good setup with the healing. As good as we would like. And I just said, you know what, from now on, I will make sure I'm going to look up a build, look up a cookie cutter build, and I'm going to make sure that our healing is on point. And there will always be healing. And that's what I did. And I wanted to be able to do dungeons. And when you roll a healer and you get into the dungeon queue, you pretty much insta-pop because no one can everyone's DPS and no one's healer. So healers have the benefit of insta-pop here. I actually adminned a WoW private server for another 3 years in between playing WoW retail. It was a lot of fun. I made some great friends online during those days. We actually made the Extreme Top 100 front page. We were called Onslaught. Onslaught WoW. Universal WoW was ultimately what we were called. We changed names a couple times. Burning Crusade was my jam. Burning Crusade was the oh, god damn it. You know, some of those shitty private servers, though, had really tight-knit dedicated communities. The private server that I ran, you know, had its moments where we were full of people, and our server peak would hit upwards of a couple hundred people playing, and then there were times where we had like 3 people playing. Matter of fact, it was funny because we were at a low point once and someone joined the server and they're like, hey, there's no one playing your server. And we're like, yeah, you know, it's a bit of a slow moment right now, but honestly, it's we've had our big moments and we've had our slow moments. Our heals are not keeping up with this. ESO is not necessarily a game where you think about the hours put into one character. That's not necessarily how it works. So every character has a level, but then you have a champion rank. The champion rank is shared account-wide. So once you hit max level 50 on a new character, that character automatically bumps up to the champion rank of your account, as does all of the enemies. Everything is scaled in ESO outside of dungeons. So everything that you fight in ESO is scaled to your level in real time. So really, after you hit level 50 and go through essentially what is the story campaign for whatever faction you choose or whatever expansion you're playing, then it's the moment you hit level 50, you become 50 plus that champion rank. So I am champion rank 1047. Overall, I have like 1,300 hours in this game. It's been like 4 years, 5 years now. Listen, I decided a long time ago that if there was a game I was going to play and pay a monthly subscription to play, I was going to make sure that it was a game that was worthwhile. It used to be going free to play was kind of the death knell for MMOs, and that's kind of still the case. But it's not free to play. You got to pay to buy the game. But once you buy it, there's no subscription technically. Now that being said, there's a lot of game that you miss out on if you're not a Plus member. But you still get a lot of game even if you aren't a Plus member. So that's why I always say the game is worth it. I played Eve for about 2 years off and on. A world of piracy and capitalism. Eve is, I was a miner. Listen, if you love numbers and making that money, making that lisk or that isk, then mining is where it's at. You get high enough level in your mining, major corporations will pay you to go do the mining for them. Yeah, capitalism make okay games sometimes. What are you gonna do? See, by this part, you should ideally have the boss as close to dead as possible. Because now you have 2 walls of lightning roving around, and they hurt you. How many people are dead? Oh shit. Get it. Nope. Ah. Make numbers big. Wonderful game concept. You either pay a monthly subscription or buy a million DLCs, less free to play and more. Yes, choose how you pay. You're absolutely right. What do I think on post-leftist anarchism? Post-leftist anarchism. Well, Valley, I think anarchism in and of itself is post-leftist. I would love to be at the point where I could say that anarchism is politically neutral. That anarchism doesn't even necessarily need to be called leftist. It is more or less solely the domain of dismantling hierarchies. Whatever your personal hang-ups may be, you are in agreement with the idea of dismantling hierarchies. That being said, right now the concept of anarchism is still being hijacked by people who are really just right libertarians, and we can't have them do it. The fact of the matter is that anarchism is inherently unreactionary, at least true anarchism. And now I'm dead. This is cursed. Now, that said, yeah, I don't think that I am an egoist. At least I hope I'm not an egoist. Egoism is... it's a mood. Let's say that. It's, egoism is something. Woo! Woo! Two people dead already. Jesus Christ. And keep in mind that my anarchy doesn't my anarchism doesn't necessarily align with that of like Proudhon, right? I believe it is up to us to redefine these terms. You know, the fact of the matter is we're not going to sit here and try to identify with agrarian philosophers from centuries ago. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to apply theory to the modern era. And that's what needs to take place. Applying theory to the modern era. You know, that bot is sending my Patreon and YouTube thing a lot. I apologize for that. Everybody has to see that shameless self-promotion. I didn't realize it was set to go off so often. I apologize. Did you know I have a Patreon and a YouTube? A Patreon and a YouTube? That right there. That is why. Shifted towards reform. Now. Let's not get carried away. I think every day you should see evidence of shit you absolutely cannot reform. Destroy the fucking thing. Jesus Christ, dude. Nope. Hit that moment where you're just firing on all cylinders. Oh yeah. Go ahead and get my stamina back up. So blame the progressive caucus. It's false optimism. Yeah. At least you understand where it's coming from. Listen, progressivism, in theory, isn't bad. Sub go. Oh, did somebody sub? Shit. That's the only problem with using this restream shit. Ah, damn it. Okay. Well, something might come of this. Maggie Moose. Hey, 3 months of tier 1. Thanks for the subbies. It is much appreciated. Very much appreciated. I am so happy I made those upgrades to my system. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do this. Yes, thank you, Maggie Moose. You know what? Let's repair. Let's recharge while we're at it. No, we're charged. We're good. Did somebody drop? Oh no, he's over here. Okay. What are some upcoming videos? You're trying to get privileged knowledge there, Maggie Moose. You're trying to peek behind the curtain. I want to do a video about, like, from the other side of the alt-right pipeline. You know, I want to do a video exploring, hey, you know, I kind of didn't fall down the alt-right pipeline. The alt-right pipeline, to fall down it, you kind of need to be really racist to begin with. So, there's that. I wanted to talk about the N-word and stuff with regards to the Twisted Tea incident, but the events on the 6th kind of took precedent over that, but I might still do that. That'll be a fun video to do. Lots of jokes to be had. Patreon money, hard at work. Yep. That Patreon money is hard at work, Birchalac. Make no mistake. It helped me get a Ryzen 7 and a motherboard and RAM. Oh, for fuck's sake, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I have a mostly non-political video idea. I wanted to do a video about pit bulls, like the dogs, like my dog, at some point. Well, I am one of the DPS. In that particular case, I died to an error, so that one's on me. But I would argue the other DPS isn't carrying their weight. I would say that, because if they were, the fight would be done a lot faster before it starts getting into the later, more fuck-off stages of the fight. Like, I know I'm carrying my weight in the damage here. I'm geared. I'm geared as fuck. And I'm not even best geared, but I know I'm outgearing this other DPS for sure. The thing is, this boss is a DPS race. Yes, I play D&D. I'm a DM, though. I'm forever DM. I DM, I have, technically speaking, a long-running campaign, although I haven't done a great job of getting into these last few sessions that are required for the party to face ultimate evil where it resides. But yes, I love some D&D, and I'd like to think I have pretty solid knowledge of it. When I say knowledge, I don't mean I know the DMG front to back. I'm saying I know how to run a game. And I know... Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, nope, I died. That one's on me. I shouldn't have died. Too many bourbons. I do play D&D. I've played Vampire the Masquerade in the past. I think once I did play Cyberpunk tabletop. I run 5e. 5e is the best edition. Fight me. And inhaled some carbonation. Yeah, I do run 5e. Fs. Yep. This is a wipe. Oh, Jesus Christ. Vampire the Masquerade has a very intuitive system, but their lore is S tier. Their lore is fucking incredible. You can get lost in some of their lore. Oh, I don't want to drop out of this dungeon. This boss isn't that hard. It's a DPS race. They don't... No, I don't like it when Elf was a character class, or when Dwarf was a character class. That was stupid. Now, listen. I'll break this down for... Here. I will break this down for everybody looking at the Edition Wars. Okay? 3.5e goes like this. I want to do something cool. Let me go find a source book that tells me how to do that cool thing. How to be that cool thing. 5e says, I want to do something cool. Let me ask my DM how I go about doing that cool thing. There you go. That's the difference right there. That's the main difference. World of Darkness has a lot of good stuff to offer the discerning tabletop game. If somebody gets outside of D&D and they get outside of 5e and they start delving into some of the world... Oh, for fuck's sake. Hey, what's up? What's up, Kai? I'm in here shitting up Elder Scrolls Online. Oh, Jesus. Call of Cthulhu. Welcome to Suffering. This might as well be what they call that. Call of Cthulhu is very RP based. Call of Cthulhu is very, very, very RP based. You know, this boss fight goes one of two ways. Either the group you're with comes in and finesses it pretty much on the first try, or it becomes a knockdown drag out and you're stuck here for an hour and you have to deal with a couple different people dropping out. It's a whole thing. Because I'm in there. So, Call of Cthulhu is not as combat heavy because at the point where you're actually getting into unavoidable combat in Call of Cthulhu, you're probably gonna fucking die. Call of Cthulhu's combat is brutally unforgiving. Call of Cthulhu in general is, hey, you're gonna get killed by monsters, you're gonna get lost in time and space, or you're gonna go insane. Yes, exactly, Maggie Moose. You're gonna go fucking insane. Yeah, so Call of Cthulhu also has an offshoot board game that's pretty much almost entirely a board game version of the tabletop RPG. It's called Eldritch Horror, or Arkham Horror, excuse me. It's called Arkham Horror. It's actually pretty fun. There's monsters, and you pick one of the pre-made investigators to play as. It's a lot of fun. That's one of the big differences, is that you don't make your own investigator. You pick one with their own bonuses and stuff. So basically the character, you're drawing from a deck of pre-made characters. Thoughts, opinions on races having intrinsic pluses or minuses attributed to them in 5e. Is that discourse something you paid attention to? Yes, I paid attention to it. And I It's not something I wasted a lot of mental energy on. I'm glad that ultimately the game is more inclusive, because here's how I see it. It hurts me none to see the end of it, but it actually is something that a number of people do care about. So that's why, you know, I don't think it should be that big of a deal. The rehab of orcs is a little interesting. Well, so the problem you have is this, right? Orcs are... The issue with orcs... Here's the issue with orcs. The issue with orcs is that if we're talking about Tolkien, which Gygax lifted a lot of his inspiration from, well, Tolkien didn't write a lot of black people into his books, but he wrote Uruk-hai and orcs. That's the issue. So, unfortunately, in Fantasyland, and when I say Fantasyland, I mean the European, Eurocentric fantasy of dwarves and goblins and elves and all that Tolkien-esque nonsense, right? You know, black people kind of just don't have really a place there. So, orcs were kind of always that stand-in, and they weren't really a good stand-in. Sorry to hear that, Kai. Dropping a bunch of cash. That's being charitable. I'm known for being charitable. So yeah, you know, the idea that you had a race in D&D, and I remind you, in 3.5, orcs started the game not knowing how to read or write. You had to spend skill points to learn written language. That was actually in the game. Oh, for fuck's sake. He did. I mean, at least in small part of it, it was a existing Lord of the Rings game that he was lifting from. So, you know, we're talking about like chainmail. Basically, he was a war gamer. He was a war gamer, and he started writing, him and his friends out in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin or whatever, started writing backstories for the lieutenants and commanders of their... They started writing backstories for the lieutenants and commanders of their units. Yeah, he was playing it with his kids. You have to beat a boss. What game are you playing, Maggie Moose? Anyway, did somebody leave? Oh, somebody left. Breath of the Wild. Basically, yeah, they started creating backstories for the lieutenants and commanders and stuff of their militaries, and you know, they would make these guys, these little units, these knights or whatever, go through traps, and then, you know, they would use some optional house rules to do magic and stuff like that, magic attacks and things of that nature. And oh, now they're fighting a dragon, they're not just fighting other knights. And then they would have to go to the donjon, which a dungeon used to just mean the tallest tower in a keep, right? The farthest, tallest room in a tower away from the entrance to a castle. Okay. And ultimately they decided to say, hey, we have so much fun playing with this one character. Let's take this character to the next level. Let's build a role for this character. Let's write a whole mission for just these main characters. Breath of the Wild. Do you have to go beat Ganondorf for her? I've never played Breath of the Wild. I've been trying to get my hands on a Switch for a while. Let's see. Did I drink all that one? Alright. Ready. Let me check my stats here. According to this, it still says I have 25 people watching. Who is watching? Oh, 8 on Twitch, 17 on YouTube. Oh. Hey, Merc! What's up? What's happening, Merc? Welcome to the party. Yeah, Kai had dropped in too, which makes me wonder if everyone in EWF just now saw my ping. Alright. Let's see. I think I got one more bourbon in me, so let's do that. Well, I don't have one more in me. I could put one more in me. Oh, they say they've got some. Merc, how you been doing? How's the artwork coming? I have got to slow down that timer on those bot messages. In case you all didn't know, I have a Patreon and I have a YouTube I would love for you to subscribe to. I make Afrocentric black anarchist stuff. Alright. They said they have somebody to bring to the party. Are they going to get someone? What's going on? Alrighty. Working on a graphic novel. Listen, we were just talking about D&D and 5th edition. Listen, if you have a minute, make sure to go and give a follow to Possessed Mercenary over on Twitch. Possessed Mercenary on Twitch does incredible art. Incredible art. I keep saying if I ever get around to finishing that source book for D&D, Merc is going to do the concept art for the whole thing. I'm going to hire Merc. Merc does incredible fucking artwork. You want to disappear into a world of urban demons and shit? Possessed Mercenary. Yes, Bershalac. Yes, and you can donate over at Streamlabs. Oh man, if I was able to right now, but you know, focus issues, I would go to fix that right now, but I can't. So you'll have to deal with it. Am I still coming through okay? Can everybody still hear me okay? Make sure that audio is good. Good audio. Wonder if they're going to unaffiliate me for this. I am a Twitch affiliate. That's what blows my mind about this. You won't see Hassan drinking bourbon on stream. Well, since they're taking their time getting around to this, I'll go up to self-focus and see what's going on in the other chats. What we got here? Yes, go to that Twitch TV and follow Possessed Merc. Let's see here. 60 frames per second. Control. Online health. Coming up on 3 hours. If I hit the 3 hour mark and they don't have somebody, we're going to wrap it up there. Hey, Birchalac, thanks for the link. Appreciate it. Birchalac is on it. Birchalac's trying to become the chat mod. I think I might stream again this Friday. That was what I told myself, is that I should start streaming more often. You know what I forgot? I went upstairs when I took a break and I said I'm gonna bring some snacks down with me, and I forgot to bring snacks. It's an effective way to put off homework. Aren't you studying the IT? You said you were studying the IT stuff, right? Yeah, I didn't bring snacks, Jennifer. I'm sorry. So sorry. Hey, Alice Scarlett, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to the party. Are you are you a first-time viewer? I don't know if I recognize your name on YouTube. Are you first-time viewing my channel, or are you one of my longtime subscribers? Or did you just happen here because you heard somebody playing Elder Scrolls Online? You've commented a few times. Alright. It just shows what I remember. I have a terrible memory. Thank you for your support. We're going to do this boss fight, and we're actually going to get it now. I'm even going to remember to drop my sigil on the ground here. Look at this. Whoop. Whoop. Hey, but listen. How are you going to become Soros if you don't take the accounting? You have to take the accounting. I mean, I'm a masochist too, but not taking accounting. That's not masochism. That's just self-loathing. You know, here's the best thing about Eve. The best skill that would be transferable to... Oh, Jesus Christ. They hit the scroll. Ah, hell. Okay, the best thing about Eve Online. Hold on, I gotta focus up. Woo, woo, woo. Nope, nope, nope. God damn it. The best thing about Eve is if you can... If you can convince some people to your grift, that's the most important thing. Oh, I didn't switch back to ESO just in time for me to die. There we go. Okay. Hell. That person's gonna die. Oh, maybe it's the tank. Hey, we're still in this. Alright, let's go. Let's fucking go. Nope. Eve is all about convincing a big enough group of people that your harebrained scheme is worthwhile. That's what Eve is all about. And then one day you wake up and you're goon swarm. I liked Eve. Caldari. Caldari, missile boat. That's what it's all about. Shield tank. Ah. A notable amount of don't embezzle. Eey, that's not good. Don't embezzle. They have to tell you that, like, multiple times. They have to say, hey, don't steal from your clients or from your boss. That's kind of fucked. You know, I worked at a warehouse when I was in my teen years, and in my teen into my 20s, and the guy who worked in the warehouse there for a number of years would say the same thing. Well, something similar. He would talk about how trashed their security and loss prevention is. He's like, oh, they do all this shit about loss prevention and security, and he's like, but look, he's like, I could just walk up there and just like flash him any old receipt and then just push a TV out here and give it to my friend. He's like, now I hope you're not going to use this to steal, but this is what could happen. Alright. I'm going to let him know. I'm ducking out of here. Yeah, that's the part of the problem. Okay, let's see if I can give this guy a haircut. Trade. Wait to trade. Oh, he's already traded. Okay. Yeah, you know, that was my thing. It's like, yeah, we need to address that. But he would just say, hey, yeah, you know, it would actually be really easy to steal from this store where you work. That is what it is. See, I tried to duck out, and they kept me in here. Come on, we got this fight. That's surprising to me, though, Birchalac, that they have to tell the students repeatedly to not embezzle. That's actually pretty funny. I would love to hear that in the lesson plan. Like, hey, you know, by the way, don't skim off the top. Don't steal. Don't commit fraud. You don't want to be guilty of, like, white-collar felonies. Don't do that. Alright. Dance around so you don't get dead. Wow, it's the first chapter of 2 different books. When I was in college, the general manager of the bookstore that was located on my campus was actually arrested due to embezzlement, interestingly enough. Yeah, I had a lot of issues with that college. It was very critical, the bullshit we had to deal with there. You're gonna have a lot of responsibility. Don't abuse it. Yeah, that's probably good training. Hey, Adamant. Ever since I found you in a certain lefty Discord chat watching all your videos. Thank you, Adamant, for the support. I don't know the lefty Discord chat. But thank you. Oh, I guess they're pulling. Alright, let's do it. And the tracks I use on my vids. Thank you. Yes, I make a new track for every vid. At least I try to. And usually I succeed. Oh, my God. You would scream if you saw my workflow, though. Nope. There it is. You know, I feel like chemistry, at least in part, that is what they learn, is, hey, you know, you can make meth doing this job, but don't make meth. Don't become Walter White, even though we're teaching you chemistry. Hey, Bullshock, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I do appreciate that. Both of you have not seen many comments from you in chat here throughout the course of the stream, so I appreciate your first-time comment. Oh, Jesus Christ. I do appreciate your first-time commenting, or you or your. The teachers say that, but it's not bold in the textbooks. Gotcha. I mean, yeah, you know, if you're gonna learn chemistry, don't build bombs, don't make math, don't break bad as one does. And yeah. Yeah, MMOs, you know, when you die, you have to wait for someone to resurrect you. You don't just get to pop back up. What do you think this is? You think this is a shooter, son? You gotta get resurrected. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yep, I'm out. Don't take credit for other people's work. That's important. Maybe try dying less. I hear you, Birchalac. You are absolutely right. So, I'll be sure to try that next time. Let's see here. Where are we at? Oh, goodness. We're blown past 3 hours. So listen, everyone. I thank you for joining me on the stream tonight. I'm not like these other bread tubers or bread streamers or whatever. I don't stream for 6 fucking hours a day. That's absolutely insane. That's a younger man's game. I am in my 30s. I am a leftist boomer at this point. But I'm also the only leftist Chad. I guess I would be leftist Tyrone if we were being correct. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I am going to log off. Let's learn and grow together. Hotep, Hotep, take care, everyone.